what were the other things that you were doing to get into the rooms? Like those rooms of people you wanted to align yourself with, or how did you determine this is the path I need to take, or these are the people I really need to know?
Well, interestingly, I didn't, even though I knew I wanted to get into real estate development, I wound up partnering with a young guy that he had a painting business. He painted residential homes, things along those lines. So he had a few dollars at the time. So I told him, I have some pretty decent relationships. Let's kind of partner together and let me bring some resources to the table. So long story short, I wound up helping his company become the very first black-owned union paint contracting company in the history of Pennsylvania. I got assigned with the Painters Union. I helped him get his MBE and DBE certifications through
What
the
are those,
Department of
just for anyone who's
Transportation.
never heard of those acronyms?
Okay, so the MBE is what you call a minority business enterprise. And a DBE is what you call a disadvantaged business enterprise certification. These certifications are very important for any business that's in contracting and or development that wants to eventually take on government contracts. It's very, very important because the government has allocated 20% of all government contracts for minorities. And it helps even better if you're a woman-owned business because then you can apply for what you call a WBE, which is a women's business enterprise. And women-owned companies count as a double minority status quota. So for large companies like some of the big guys, Turner, Gilbane, things along those lines, if you're in the contracting space, a woman-owned contracting business, they really seek these companies out because if you are a woman as well as a minority woman, they get double status credits for having you on a job or having your company on a job. So 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 I knew these things,
Right.
and I got him these minority certifications. We had a partnership agreement, which I helped him line up some very, very significant contracts. Our first contract was in the Navy Yard. We worked for Turner Construction, which is one of the largest general contractors in the world. That was actually our first contract. And
Did you already have these relationships? Because when you first partnered with him, you said, I have a lot of relationships. Did you have those relationships or did you make them on the back end?
I actually, when I got out, I went back to school for construction management. While I was in school, my professor's name was Tony Bracali. At the time, he kind of thought that I was like a show off, because I would show up, to class, and I was the one that was answering all the questions, and it wasn't no magic to me knowing all of the answers. What I would do is I actually studied all of the books prior to taking my courses, so I already knew the material going into the class. So it kind of gave me a competitive advantage, which helped me maintain a 4.0 grade point average all through school and things along those lines. So Tony would bring in various speakers from big time companies, and I would actually kind of embarrass his speakers because I would ask them questions in their industry that they're supposed to know the answers, but some of them didn't know the answers. So my professor didn't like that. But later on down the line, I wound up reconnecting with all of the speakers. Some of them, to this day, they're very close friends, and some of them really don't like me because they think that I'm overconfident. which that's fine. You're not going to get along with everybody. But the most important thing is that even the ones that don't like me, they respect me. So I find that a lot of them, they've, kind of circled back because now it's been a situation where I was in the learning seat at one point. Now they're trying to get on my jobs. They want to be a part of my projects and things along those lines. So it's kind of had an adverse effect of what I'm doing now. So it's I made a lot of connections in college, particularly with the speakers that came in because I knew that they were working class professionals. So I knew that being as though I wanted to be in these industries, that it was very important for me to connect with these people while I had them in my grasp.